On October 24, 1901, a 63-year-old widow climbed into a custom-built oak and iron barrel, clutching a heart-shaped pillow to her chest. As the lid was sealed shut, she must have questioned her own sanity. Minutes later, her vessel was set adrift in the upper rapids of Niagara River, quickly approaching the thundering 167-foot drop of Horseshoe Falls. This was Annie Edson Taylor, a struggling schoolteacher who had devised what many considered a suicidal publicity scheme, to become the first person to survive going over Niagara Falls in a barrel. Born on October 24, 1838 in Auburn, New York, Annie Edson was raised in a comfortable middle-class family. She received a decent education and eventually became a schoolteacher. In 1865, she married David Taylor, but their happiness was short-lived. Their only child died in infancy, and David himself passed away soon after. Left alone, Annie spent decades moving between various cities, teaching music, dance, and etiquette while struggling financially. By 1901, Annie was facing dire poverty and feared ending up in the poorhouse. Inspired by the fame of daredevils at the 1901 Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, she conceived her audacious plan. Despite having no experience as a stunt woman, Annie believed surviving the plunge would bring her fame and financial security. She commissioned a barrel made of oak staves, lined with cushioning, and fitted with leather harness straps. After a test run with her cat, who survived, Annie made her attempt on her 63rd birthday. The barrel was towed to the middle of the Niagara River about a mile from the edge of Horseshoe Falls. As onlookers and press gathered, Annie entered the barrel with her lucky pillow. The journey through the upper rapids lasted about 20 minutes before the barrel disappeared over the massive cascade. Remarkably, just 17 minutes later, the barrel was recovered with Annie still alive inside. When Annie emerged from her barrel, she famously declared, "No one ought ever do that again." Though battered and briefly unconscious, she had survived with only a small gash on her head. Her hope for wealth, however, never materialized. Her manager absconded with her custom barrel, and her subsequent publicity tours proved disappointing. Despite her pioneering feat, Annie spent her final years in relative poverty, occasionally posing for photographs with tourists for money. Annie Edson Taylor died on April 29, 1921 at the age of 82, never having achieved the financial security she had risked her life to attain. She was buried in the Stunters section of Oakwood Cemetery in Niagara Falls, New York. Her grave remained unmarked until 1946 and a proper headstone was erected. Despite the financial disappointment, her daring achievements secured her place in history as the first person, and first woman, to conquer Niagara Falls and survive, opening the door for future daredevils while demonstrating remarkable courage and determination in an era when women were expected to remain safely in the background.